Hi, Ocean Breeze. Hi, John. Hi, James. Hi, Texas GT. Oklahoma Community Watch. Welcome, everybody. Well, it's been quite an interesting evening, people. And hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Thank you. And it's not going to be a long, drawn out live. Hi, Bill. Well, I didn't see you, sweetie. Oh, you're way at the top. You're one of the first ones. You were the first one here, Bill. Thank you. Oh, that's too bad, Texas GT. Well, some of the information I can share with you and some of it I can't. I had the opportunity to meet with Ricky. Hi, Gray Dude. Hi, James Jacobson. I had the opportunity to meet with Ricky Trevino's family again tonight. And for those of you who are following, Ricky Trevino was murdered by cops. At least 15 shots were fired. There has been no information released regarding how many hit, his autopsy, or anything like that. It happened on December 7th of 2018. And the investigation's been handed over to the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers are not disclosing any information until the investigation is done. The city of San Benito, which is the primary law enforcement agency that was involved, will not even start an internal investigation until the Texas Rangers is done. Hi, New Mexico Disc Golf and Trophy Shot Outdoors. So to say that they're distressed, upset, disappointed, angry, while still grieving is an understatement. They gave me some information tonight that I'm going to do some follow-up on. Some of the information is that the Texas Rangers, even though that they've made numerous calls, are not communicating with the family. I also talked to 3 different news media local organizations, and the Texas Rangers are saying no comment to their requests as well. Also, the chief of police for the city of San Benito, who was involved in the shooting and the murder of Ricky, him and at least 2 other officers on duty at the time and involved were put on administrative leave. And the last status we had from the city manager is that they are now off administrative leave. There is no more information regarding that. I was surprised that the chief of police was not at the city commissioners meeting. That is out of the norm and out of normal protocol. All the times that I've been to the city commissioners meeting, the chief has always been there, unless he's been out of town in training or on vacation or something. But he has not made a public appearance at a city commissioners meeting since the middle of November. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're coming back there. Hi, Purple Gang. Sarah T, thank you for watching the channel. If you need anything, you know what to do. I love you. We just ask that, you know, everybody, no hate speech, no racial speech, and definitely no threats or anything in that manner. The other thing is that my local sources are telling me that there are quite a few Border Patrol agents and CBP agents that are being diverted up to Del Rio, which is probably about a 3-hour drive along the border towards Laredo, up near Eagle Pass, because there's rumors, quote unquote, that the next expected caravan, that's where they have been or are being dropped off at. So this is taking away resources down here. But at the same time, almost 4,000 additional troops are on their way here to help with mobile security, to help with putting up more razor wire to secure the southern border. And the troops do not have the authority to arrest or hold anybody, but they can assist. The other thing that's going on is that politically, it's a big mess, and I'm not gonna get into the middle of the political part of it, but the Texas representatives and senators are being very vocal and being involved, and so I'm just letting that thing right out. What I am going to attempt to do, as I've told everybody, that I am doing my best safely, because I'm here basically by myself. I do have backup, but you don't see it. And I depend on YouTube and live streams and the phone to document the border along the Rio Grande that is currently accessible to myself and other public people, because if the security measures that are proposed are done, there may be parts of lands and property in the river that we may never see again. La Lomita mission is still potentially on the chopping block to get cut off. The bird sanctuary, Sable Palms Wildlife Refuge, parts of many, many, many thousands of acres of private land is in danger with eminent domain. So, thank you, Shanna. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it safely. There's been some bumps in the road, and the best laid plans, as they say. So I'm gonna try to do what I can do and give you guys the information. Some of it, I'll be honest with you, I am holding back to be part of a future documentary, because I don't want to give up my source of how I got the information or other things. So I hope you understand that. And So the city commissioners meeting, I only did the part about public comments and about the Cameron County taking action or asking for help with the census, which is going to be tech driven versus manpower driven. And it's interesting that they did that, and then upon getting some handouts, it's not been funded. And we're a very, very poor community down here, in the county and the city. And some people don't have electricity or phones, let alone internet to be counted on the census. So I will probably be involved in some of that in the future. It's going to start in the next year. And like I said, I don't want to get involved in the politics part of it, but I just want to keep it real. I do live 12 miles from the border. I'm about 25 miles, give or take, from the Gulf of Mexico. And so I'm right in the thick of it. They also, Monday, I saw pictures on the local news, is they're moving more heavy equipment in to some of the areas. They're talking about enhancing the wall or putting in pass-through gates, which means in some instances they give permission to the landowners to take care of the livestock or to live behind the fencing, and they're given a key card to go through. And some of the gates work, some of them don't. Some people get cards, some don't. So, you know, I don't know what's going on, but what I've heard is that until it's resolved, the 4,000 troops that are coming down, their primary purpose is to fill in the gaps that are obvious, that are easily accessible from I guess with regular vehicles, and not having to be, you know, a helicopter and drop down a rope or something. It's hard to get information because it is national security, and I don't want to breach any type of national security. But how it's affecting me directly today, okay, is that if I decided to go over and go shopping in Mexico tomorrow, because there's less people to man the booths and the checkpoints at the border, the physical border itself, the lines are getting longer, and I'll keep an eye on that. It's increased from normal average wait time crossing the bridge going over. It's increased the time by about 20 minutes, which is no big deal. But if you're already waiting in line for an hour, 20 minutes is a long time. And coming back the other way, it's even longer. So I'm going to keep track of that. And no, I don't have any plans to go to Matamoros or Nogales or any of those other places at right now. I've got enough on my plate with what's going on. Grapefruit stands. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of roadside vendors who sell some great pink grapefruits and oranges and limes and lemons and watermelon ones. You know, it's all seasonal. Yeah, we're definitely going to go when you come down, Boomer. There's a lot of great shops, and you know, and it's just like, you know, in the States, you know, each town, each city has their own flavor. So we'll go to a few different places, and one that's more Americanized. It's for the tourists, and the other one is more like I don't know how you say it, like country style, and it's more laid back and it's more authentic and real food and things like that. Um, yeah, more real instead of commercialized. Um, and it's also fun bartering. Because my Spanish is horrible, and I just try my best not to say swear words and be nice, you know. um, Hi Kim, hi Texas GT, disc golf. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, the veterans that were in the audience tonight were not happy with the city letting the American flag and the Texas flag get so shameful and tattered. And I think I'm going to keep an eye out on it, but I think that those flags are going to get changed pretty quickly. Take it easy, Trophy. Thank you for coming by. Hit the like button on your way out if you would, please. And, you know, everybody, I guess the new word is rad. I'm behind the times. So rad each other, poke each other, love on each other, hit the button we're not supposed to talk about, you know, just support each other. And I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a couple of good still pictures too that shows the designated parking for veterans in the forefront and the American flag in the back. That's all tattered and torn and stuff. Because today it was pretty windy, so you could see it. Whereas I was there Saturday, it was not much wind, so it was hard to see the edges of it. But today you could definitely see the wear and tear on that flag. And, you know, it will be interesting to see, because I know the Boy Scouts will happily go out there and help retire that flag and dispose of it properly. And I know there's a budget for it. So there's no excuse. They have it. Thank you, Texas GT, for raising the flag. They have it lit, and I'm proud to say that something that we are doing here locally that I help push with other people is to get as many of our outdoor lights on solar panels as we can to save on electricity. I mean, we have sun all the time, and if we don't, they can do, you know, the backup electricity, but it saves on the trenching of getting the wires out to like where the flag is and things like that. So trying to think, oh, anybody who might have missed it, Kumanina Michelle, she did a kick-ass live stream about a man who was held up in a house, and I caught parts of it. And apparently from start to finish, she was out there almost 3 hours. So if you get a chance, go to her channel and check it out. And it was a success at the end. He was brought out and taken away with nobody apparently hurt or injured. The wife and 2 children that were in there were taken out at the beginning of him deciding not to leave his house. So those are some things. Are there anything else that's going on? I know that I've been watching the weather, and some of you got some ice storms and some horrible weather coming your way, and trying to keep an eye out. It's been abnormally high heat here, right now. And by Friday, it's going to cool down 30 degrees and be a high of 55. So with rain, and I'm going to be helping with the chamber with the bike fest that's going on Saturday. So I might be able to get some video or live, or I don't know. We'll see. But between now and then, I'm going to be putting a lot of miles on the vehicle. How's that? I do have my dash cam. And also, I've gotten a couple of donations of equipment. Tonight was the first time I tried out, or I shouldn't say the first time I tried out a city commissioners meeting, but Saturday, the pistol grip stabilizer. And I have another one that I'm about to use on my next one. So I wanted to say thank you. I would tell you who donated them, but they have chosen to remain anonymous, and I need to respect that. But you know I love you, and you know who you are. Let's see. Hi, Rattletap Fishing. I'm sorry. 6th Estate. Snowing and windy. Yucky. -7. Sweetwater, Texas. I like. Yeah. 5 for your 75. You know, the thing is that no, Sarah, I'm not mad at you. It's hard for me to ask for help. And I'll be honest with you guys, the donation link is in my about on my channel, and those who choose. But a lot of what I do and don't do depends on my budget and what time of the month it is, you know, where it's near the end of the beginning. And because, you know, everything costs money, and that's what I've chosen to do, you know. And so could I do more if I had more gas money? Probably. But is that gonna stop me? No. You know, I'm pretty stubborn and determined, and heck, I'll figure out a way to put a GoPro on my bicycle if I have to get the message out, to let everybody know that photography is not a crime, and everybody needs to be held accountable and have fun, you know. So some people have said that, you know, I shouldn't put videos up like the Kite Festival or some other fun thing, but you know, that's who I am. I'm not a linear robot that, well, this is how I am. I don't fit into a box. I don't fit into any one label. And I don't think anybody does. If they choose to, that's their choice. But I think there's so many parts of us that to stay in a box is like, yeah, not me. So thank you, Boomer. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm trying, you know, and you know, but I just put things out there because I want to let people know that I do listen to what you have to say. I do listen to people who don't come into my channel, that I only go into their channel, and that's okay. I try to be as open-minded as I can be, because I'm a person who likes to learn. And if I go into a channel that has different views than mine, yeah, they might piss me off, or more than likely will piss me off. But I'm open-minded enough to look at them, or what they're saying or talking about, and hear what the other side, try to get empathy and understanding. And I live down on the border in Lower Rio Grande Valley, 700. Actually, I live fairly close to Harlingen, Texas, and I'm about 25 miles north of Brownsville. So at the tip of Texas, as they say down here, deep South Texas. My accent's horrible. Don't shoot me for it. So are there any questions that I may have missed or comments? I know that one of the local TV stations, who has a much better camera and lighting than I do, was going out to the site of, going out to the site of where Ricky Trevino was murdered. And there's supposed to be something on the local TV news. So I'll make sure and capture that. My favorite color is purple. The reason I like purple is purple is in the indigenous Native American tradition. It's a sign of healing. And in other cultures, it's a sign of royalty. But for me, it's just a soothing color. But, I like almost any color. I like variety. I like spice. Yeah, the valley before NAFTA, I mean, it's just amazing. Oh, they're building a new truck stop in Brownsville, one of the Lowe's truck stops. And, well, no, I did that because I had a pale blue one up there, and it made me look like I had jaundice or something. So I went with the dark color. So it wasn't because it's my favorite. It was because it looked better on camera. Thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate it. Oh, that reminds me. I got to find out the exact date, but shh, don't tell anybody, okay? But I'm going to go for a 1K, 5K walk, run event. And, I'm going to take the 1K because 5K is just beyond my abilities. But the exciting thing is that it's going to be at the Port of Brownsville. Now, I haven't been to the Port of Brownsville before because you have to have a reason to go into the port because it's highly secure. And they had it completely closed down to any traffic for a long time. And so this will be an opportunity for me to go and possibly gather some information and pass it on to you guys. So I'm kind of excited. And the 1K will be a brisk walk. I don't run unless someone's chasing me. And I only run if there's someone with me who is moving slower than me, then I will pick the pace up so they're behind me. I'm sorry, but, watch the cooler while I run. And so that's quite what's going on. So how fast Is Kim run? I bet you she's a good runner. That's a good runner. I'm not sure, Sarah. Something tells me March 9th, but I'll have to look on my calendar to make sure. But I know it's at least a month off. So I'll let everybody know and I'll make an announcement and stuff like that. The last time I went to one of those, it was Run with the Cops, and I live streamed and stuff, but it was a lot of kids and young people and loud and noisy. And I was so glad to leave that I can't even tell you. So this time I am going to try to participate. Now, remember, I don't have a GoPro, but I have this new stabilizer. So I might test it out in a video to see how stable it is when I'm walking briskly, because I don't know. I look at my videos, and if they're not fun, and if they're jerking all around, and it's hard for me to watch, and I wouldn't want to put you guys through it too. $28, Bill. Oh my goodness. We need to talk there, sweetie. Oh my goodness. Oh, that I'm going to be so good about. I'm going to be so good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like 34 or something. No, not believing that one. No. I'll put it this way. I have a grandson who's 22. So. So. But you know what? It's all about, your attitude. And we all have our physical differences or difficulties or challenges. And it makes it interesting and sometimes frustrating. And but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm happy, and I appreciate you guys being here. And we've been on here a half an hour. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be a bad girl. So those who get mad at me, but I'm going to have a cigarette. So. Oh. Boomer, when's your birthday, baby? Well, I won't tell you when my birthday is, but I'll tell you I'm a Taurus. Does that give you a clue on why I'm so stubborn? Okay. I miss whatever happened, so I'll just let it go. Yeah. Yep. So I've been trying to keep up on live feeds and what's going on and everything, and it's hard to do, but I'm doing my best. Eric did a great job. I missed the live, but I saw the video of him going with the city council. And no, anybody who has any thoughts or hopes of me possibly taking some article of clothing off while I'm speaking before the city commission or any other agency, not going to happen. So I've already been asked a couple times, and it's like, no. I had been advised from legal counsel that it's a good possibility I could break cameras and do irreparable damage to people's eyes, and I don't want to take that responsibility. Oh gosh. Yeah. So I just thought I'd tell a good joke. It's just kind of like lighten it up a little bit. And you mean wear my bra on the outside of my shirt? That I could possibly do that. I've got some fancies, that might look good, So it's an idea. It's an idea. It would definitely catch their attention. So, oh, and that's another thing. Are you ready for this? It's amazing. I bring something up in public comments at the city commissioners meeting, and I was asking about them hiring this promoter. And I'd also asked during public comments if they could please expand on what they were discussing on the agenda items so that the rest of us would have some sort of clue. And one of the things I asked was, hey, what's the profit and loss that this promoter has done, had been hired and done for the city to do these events? What's the profit and loss? And what's the projected profit and loss? Or we're just doing these damn events as a charity and just throwing our money out the window? Well, it came to that item. They didn't talk about the profit and loss statement, but they did question why we were paying this promoter so much money. Had we shopped around, perhaps getting more local acts in on these concerts that are happening right here in San Benito? I mean, we're the homegrown of Conjito. And, Freddie Fender was born here. And so there's a great cultural significance in music here. I mean, and we're not showcasing the local bands. Where the last music festival concert they had, it was all outside, and they paid up the wahoozy. So I did get them thinking. So, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get answers or my questions answered, but I do get them thinking outside of what might normally have happened. So, yeah, Freddie Fender, I'll on our water tower out by the expressway, it has a portrait of Freddie Fender, and he's buried here in San Benito. His family lives here, or some of his family, and I think his widow lives up in Houston. So, but we even have, a Freddie Fender museum here, and so, hi, Joe Black, welcome. We're just talking about San Benito and what's happening. And, I came here. I stayed after the meeting because some people wanted to talk to me. And then I came home, and lo and behold, I get off the freeway, and there's a PD behind me. It's like, okay, well, free world, anybody can drive anywhere. So I drove towards my house and he's still behind me, and I drove some more and he's still behind me. And then finally I turned onto my street and he kept going. I said, okay, well, he's just heading that way. Well, I came down my street, and what I do is I back into my driveway. So I backed into my driveway, just put it in park, turned the ignition on, and this car from where I came in is from my left, and this car came out like a bat out of hell from my right around the corner and pulled right in front of me in my own driveway. And I was like, oh goodness. I mean, there was no place I could go. I mean, behind me was a carport, and they were so close to me, I couldn't start it and pull out. And so what I immediately did was I turned on the car, I plugged in my camcorder or my webcam, got my camera out, went to do video. It was my neighbor across the street. And she pulled in, she was backing into her driveway. And by the time I got out of my vehicle, she had parked her car, ran inside. And so I just stood out there kind of like, what the hell happened? And she came out a couple of minutes later and apologized that she was in a big hurry because she had to go potty. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I didn't go live on that fear. So, gotta have some fun and, laugh at yourself and boy, I'm telling you, but it was like, those are things you gotta think about when you're out there by yourself and, people know where you live and you drive home and then, the cops follow you home and then somebody pulls up, I gotta start thinking smarter on some things, I guess. So I'm glad. Are you guys buffering? Because I'm on Wi-Fi, and so it shouldn't be buffering. Okay, just making sure. So, anyways, I kind of told you, give you an update. Keep an eye out. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some driving around and traveling and putting some miles on and getting some video. And as you know, generally when I'm out in the field, I don't go live unless I have contact or I have trouble. And I'll try to give you guys as much forewarning as I can. But it will be in the next couple of days if I have to go live because of contact. So I'm not going to give any information away about where I'm going, what time I'm going, or anything like that, because I know for a fact that I don't see them talking in my stream, but I know that there's probably one or two that are in here lurking or will watch my video after I'm done. I've heard too much information via government agencies that know what I'm talking about. So I will keep it close to my vest. Toes is drunk. She's just saying it's meds. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I stayed offline completely Sunday because it was a holy day and there might have been some alcohol consumption, and I set a boundary that I wasn't going to even get online and make a fool of myself or say things I have to take back. Okay, good. Always love funnies. So anybody who wants to get a hold of me, those of you who don't know, my email address is texrose956@gmail.com. It also can be found in the About tab on my channel. And I do try to get back to you as soon as I can. But like the last couple of days, the next couple of days coming up, I'll probably only be responding to emails at night. And it might take me longer than a day to respond. It depends on how busy my day is and what time I get home. Because I eat pretty light when I'm out there. And then I get home and I have a good healthy meal and wind down and start crashing. Usually I don't edit my videos until I've done my little jaunting around, because it takes me so long and it doesn't come naturally to me. So anyways, I love you guys. Sarah. Well, just so you'll know, if anybody does want to help donating, that PayPal is only used for auditing, cop watching, community activism. I've been at places where I could have used that money, but I refuse. I only use that money for like gas money or supplies or equipment that I might need. And thank you. Major Northwest Dallas PD when Battusi went to audit there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Buy a Dr. Pepper to honor James Freeman. Yeah. Well, will a Mountain Dew do? Because Dr. Pepper is, it's, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Can I pretend I did do a viral Dr. Pepper? Because I don't know. That's kind of hard. Night 6 Estate. Love you, sweetie. Thank you for stopping by. Red Bull, you know, Mountain Dew is about as close as I could get to those power drinks. And I don't know if it's mental or if it's a physical thing, but I know when I drink one, my neck hurts and my left arm hurts, so I don't drink them. And probably something I should talk to the doctor about next time I go see him. Bright green Dr. Pepper. Yeah, glow in the dark Dr. Pepper. Thank you, Nuckins, for stopping by. And I wanted to say, you know, everybody go in and check each other's channel out, ring the bell, and go in and check out some of the videos that people have put up. Nuckin is a very talented artist, and her painting and her crafts are very well done. And, you know, go in there and support her. I know she's going through some trials and tribulations. I just caught bits and pieces about a car accident. And so, you know, just give out the love and give out the good karma. And, you know, it does make a difference when people go into videos and make a comment, even if it's just a heart or just to say, hey, good job or whatever. You know, it's, you know, sometimes the little things in life that make the big difference to people. And, you know, I don't always see everything immediately after it happens, but I do acknowledge it and I do appreciate it. And yeah, deep in the heart of Texas. I'm deep in the heart of Deep South Texas. Yeah, and Sarah, you do a lot of things. Um, you help me in my channel so much by knowing that if I go live and Sarah's there, that I can relax and be who I am and not be worried about, what's, a troll coming in or someone saying or doing something. You also have sent me emails and made me aware of things that were happening down here. Um, your support and everybody's support means a lot. Um, we all have our own niche, and we all have different things that we can do at different times. And um, doesn't mean that any one thing is better than another thing, or that any one person is any better. Um, it's a funny picture, you know, on a Wednesday morning when I get up and I want to go back to bed and I open up my email and someone sent me a joke. That can make all the difference in the world and get me motivated um, to, get out there and do something. There are also people in here who have um, helped me technology wise, because I didn't know how to do anything, when I first started. And um, I had to learn these things. And so what I try to do is play it forward and pass it on. And sometimes it's a matter of just sending an email with an attachment with a sample of how to write open records requests to your local city or sheriff or whatever. And I can, I've also done a lot of research and a lot of work. I don't go out there just unprepared. That's the biggest thing that I've learned from being around here, is that I try to be as prepared as I possibly can be. I do a lot of research and I listen to you guys and I watch, how different people do different things and learn and take what I need and leave the rest, kind of thing. And I hope other people do the same. Yes, DMC should be returning fairly soon too. DMC 68. Yep, yep, yep. Well, I only have some of those things done because I have other things. I have, how do you say, the poor man setup, but I do have a PayPal card that someone locally has access to that has, money in it. I have people who can come, if I was put in the cage, who can come get my dog. I have another friend who has a spare key that can pick up my vehicle. There's a bunch of things, yeah, ideally a bail bond and a lawyer would be great, but I have been lucky in the fact that I have not been detained or arrested. So, but I'm prepared as I can be considering the circumstances I have. If that was to happen, then I would readjust and relook at what I'm doing. The giraffe table. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been lucky and I know that, but I also have things in place in case something happens. And depending on the circumstances of what's going on, I have no problems If I'm about to do an audit and it doesn't feel right, to abort and to walk away. It all depends on the battles you want to choose. And it's a case-by-case situation, a person-by-person. And I'm not going to judge anybody else on my own person. I know the consequences that can or may happen, and I try to prepare the best I can. And I think that's all any of us can do. But, you know, you know, it's simple things like, you know, I protect my property. When I'm doing a cop watch or an audit or an activism, I don't carry my ID on me. It's in a locked place that I have access to. I only carry my vehicle key with me. I don't carry my house key with me. I have, you know, now that has been gifted to me, I have a battery backup supercharge, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, we all learn. We all learn. And, you know, technology is technology, and sometimes it fails us. And in April or May, that's when it's starting to get warm. There's probably average temperatures around 70, 75, but it can spike up to, you know, 100 now and again. But the average is around 70, 75. It's June is when it starts getting broiling. It's also the start of hurricane season, and where things get, you know, we get tropical storms here that are not hurricanes, but, you know, we don't get many tornadoes down here. I've only known of a few, and they've been out in the agricultural or farmlands. They haven't been in. The biggest thing down here that people that come to visit complain about is the humidity, because sometimes the humidity is higher percentage than the temperature. So it can be 75 with 85% humidity. So it's like walking into a sauna, because we're so close to the coast. And we get a lot of, you know, things. And also the wind. Typical day in the morning, the breeze is down, but as the day goes on, the breeze gets higher and things like that. No, never have too many batteries. Go buy batteries before they run out. Hoarding of batteries is a good thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, been going, we're reaching an hour, and I love you all, and I appreciate you coming by and listening to me, and just, you know, keep an eye out. I'm going to be out and about, and getting some documentation, getting some video, getting some still shots, everything I can. And if there is contact, it probably will go live, and those who can make it will, and those who won't. But know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I consider you a friend and a supporter, and I try to get out there and do the same in return. The next couple days are going to be crazy, and it is what it is, and I'll be in touch. I love you, and if no one has told you today, I'm going to say it. go have some fun. Because if you can't have fun in life, then, you know, it's pretty damn boring. Good night, everybody. Good night, Gray Dude, Joe Black, James, Bill, Boomer, Mark, Sarah, Texas GT, Rose Garden. Thank you for stopping by. Hit the like button on the way out, if you please. And I will see you soon. And maybe I'll get some pictures of the Rio Grande for you. It's getting harder and harder to do, but I'm going to. That's one of the goals I'm going to try to do. Thank you, Defend. Love you. Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't. Let me look and see if I missed somebody. But I think I got almost everybody. Nuck and Fut's already left. Love you. So anybody who's lurking that I missed, I love you too. Good night.